You're obviously teaming up with the Liverpool Disabled Supporters Association and LFC Foundation, 23 Foundation, you know, all coming together today for a massive day, and a great day for so many. So you must be, you know, you had this one kind of on your list to tick off as a big day for a few weeks or so.
Yeah, it has just been in the diary for a little bit. I think us all coming together, and I think that's helped us all really. The you know, the foundations and charities in the local area all coming together and helping each other. Yeah, we've all got our own thing that we concentrate maybe most of the time, but I think coming together makes us stronger, more powerful. We can have days like this, more attention. People will find out what we all do a little bit more. So I think in general, Liverpool people come together, we know that. But you know, the charities coming together, hopefully we can do a lot more of that in the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, actually, it's a bit like Scousers in general, isn't it, to come together when, you know, they're really needed, and you know, the 3 foundation charities coming together today for a fantastic day. Yeah,
it is, but as I said, there's a lot more charities within the city, and hopefully this can be the start of something bigger in the future as well. There's more people getting involved in different things as well. There's so many people who help us, you know, we return favours as well. And I just think we can be as strong as we possibly can be. We're not just our 3 foundations here today, but in the future getting more people involved as well and helping others.
We've spoken a few times now about some of the challenges the foundation's had over the last 18 months or so, and we've talked of food banks, and we've spoken here a few times, but as the world kind of starts to try and get back to a bit of normality, it's vital that support stays in place, isn't it, for the community?
It is, because I think once life does go back to normality, we all go back to our sort of, you know, maybe concentrating ourselves a little bit more on what we're doing. I think in the past, because we've had so much time on our hands, you know, not being able to do things or maybe leave the house at different periods, you have that thinking time, and maybe you do. At times like that, you think of others a little bit more. So I think it's important now, when we're sort of back in the rat race, if you like, and we're all running around 100 mile an hour, that we still have that time to remember what's happened in the last couple of years and what we've all done together in those couple of years, and not forget basically the help that people need, and that help is still needed, not just because of what happened in a pandemic and COVID. That help's needed in this city no matter what.
In terms of what you're going to be doing then today, have you got an idea of how you're going to land?
Well, there won't be any shooting practice, will there? So, you know, we can rule that. It might be a little bit of defending, really. But no, we'll just make sure they all enjoy it, have a good time, and hopefully have a good time, because even though I'm coaching, I think I'm desperate to get involved as well and kick a ball as well. That's why I've got me gear, I'm ready.
You might get the coaching bug from this.
Might get a call off Jürgen, you never know.
Katie, if I can bring you in for a minute, you obviously work for the LFC Foundation. What is it that the LFC Foundation are bringing to today, and what are you looking to hope and achieve from today?
I think over the last 18 months, we've worked much closer with the 23 Foundation and the LDSA. We've had a good relationship in the past, but the pandemic's definitely brought us closer together, and for one main reason really is to work closer with disabled people and disabled young people. You know, it's had a really negative impact, hasn't it, the pandemic, on disabled people not being able to go outside. Like me and Ted were just talking earlier about young people not really understanding why they had to stay at home, and the impacts really affected their mental well-being, and they've really struggled. So today's really about having a good time and getting back to see each other and see the coaches and just be involved in sport again, really, and just have a good day. Yeah,
it's heartbreaking really when you think of, you know, so many people have had to shield, and if you're an adult you can understand why and so on, but for the children it must be especially difficult for them to be told that they can't go and play with their friends or whatever just for so long. So today's a great day to kind of get back to some sort of normality, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've done a lot over the last 18 months on Zoom, like virtual activities, trying to keep people physically active, but it's not the same as being together with your friends and being able to participate in sport, and especially football. And as we just alluded to, you know, we've missed playing football, and we've got a lot of Liverpool and Everton fans in there who are desperate to get out on the pitch again. So today is all about really having fun and sort of showcasing the work that we've done, really, but making sure that people are aware that this isn't going to stop now just because the pandemic's coming to an end. This is a real start of a really positive partnership.
And in terms of, you mentioned then about the Zoom activities that you've had to do, obviously a bit more of a challenge than you'd usually face, but what kind of events have you been putting on over the last 18 months or so?
So as a foundation we've been doing weekly physical activity sessions, so we've had staff in their bedrooms coaching football to kids on Zoom, which has been a real challenge, but they've had to be really inventive of ways to keep people entertained and active. And then together with the LDSA we've been running cookery sessions and really trying to support the whole sort of holistic approach to what life's been like for the last 18 months, and we've partnered with the LDSA, sort of helping them promote the good work work that they do and trying to engage as many disabled young people and their families as they can, really.
So if I can bring you in, what are the challenges that the LDSA have had to, you know, come through over the last year and a half or so?
Apart from the mental health of especially the children, you know, through the pandemic, we've all suffered. You know, there's nobody not being touched by what's happened with COVID. But from disabled children's point of view, they didn't really understand why they couldn't do what they were doing. Why have we got to stay in? Parents keeping them safe. Why can't we go to school? So, you know, that was the most important thing. That just look after the mental health of the children, which we did through the foundation. A lot of our kids had to get mental health support, you know, just as, you know, the way older people have as well. So the main thing about it was we had no funding, because all our funding comes from events at Anfield, and obviously we're all shielded, no one could go. And basically the 23 Foundation was an absolute lifeline to us. They funded all of our cooking nights, virtual cooking nights at home, like Mama Lynn, Halloween nights, toys for the kids at Christmas. You know, families were suffering, especially disabled people, and the 23 Foundation was an absolute lifeline to us and got us through it. That's why we're here today. Without that support, this today wouldn't even be happening, because we probably wouldn't be in existence. It was that close, and it was, you know, thanks to Les, Jamie and Mike supporting us, that them children, they're having so much fun, nearly normality to them. You know, they're going to see Jamie in a minute, so excited about that. So I was so grateful for the LFC Foundation, and in particular the 23 Foundation, for supporting our disabled children.
Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it, when you're talking about the mental health of children? I mean, it's something that I don't suppose a lot of us think about, do they? You know, just because you never really think that it will be a problem, because they haven't been able to do what they'd normally do with their friends and see many people. It must have been difficult, but obviously, you know, you just explained there the toll that it's taken and so on. It must have been really difficult for yourself as well.
It was difficult, but it's like something you said earlier on, Scousers in particular, but especially anything to do with Liverpool Football Club, people do come together. The 23 Foundation, LFC Foundation, the LTSA, well, I'd like to call that unity as strength, because without the other two partners, we wouldn't have had the strength. You know, but from our point of view, when others step down, well, we had to step up. That's what we're there for as an association, you know, to look after our members. And thanks to the support from the other two foundations, we were able to do that. And, you know, you had to see the effect it had on these kids. This, you know, it was really heavy and intense what happened to them. We had parents on the phone to us that, you know, what did we do? We got counselling for them through the LFC Foundation. That helped them children. Them children are in there today. You wouldn't think what they've been through. They will carry this for the rest of their lives. And so that's why we did what we did. But as I say, thanks to Jamie for supporting us, because there was nothing else out there.
When I always speak to Jamie at events like this, I always say, you know, it must make you proud. And he says, yeah, but, you know, it's not about me and whatever else. And I know that he is proud, but it's a quiet pride, and he likes to prefer the attention elsewhere and so on. But 23 Foundation, the LFC Foundation, everyone really sounds like they've come together here and trying to put some smiles on children's faces who haven't had a lot to smile about for far too long.
Yeah, well, most definitely. The thing about the difference with Jamie Carragher is a lot of the different footballers, people do certain things for different reasons than what they're actually doing them for. Jamie does it without the limelight, without the fanfare, and I can speak for, no, I won't embarrass him by saying that the things he's done for us over the last 18 months, but he's proper Scouser who does it to help other people. And that's what's made the difference in Liverpool through the pandemic, whether it be Red Neighbours, the LFC Foundation, Carragher 23 Foundation, Jamie himself. Them people have stood up. When you know, a lot of disadvantaged people in Liverpool, not just disabled children, disabled adults, without them stepping up to do what they've done, who knows what situation we'll be in now.
Les, I can bring you in finally. Big day for the 23 Foundation and big day for the community really, isn't it, this one?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're obviously in close contact with the LDSA, and we were having a chit-chat about the lack of facilities available to disabled kids. We chatted with the Brunswick, and we said, like, what day have we got available, you know? And so this date was slotted in. We had a word with Ted, talked about availability, spoke to the LFC Foundation about providing like wraparound support for it, really, because whilst we've got the facilities, they've got the coaches, they've got the sports equipment, and so it was very, very much a joint effort to support the LDSA being front and centre, e.g. the most important part of this, and we were just the wraparound care, if you want to call it that. And I think that's why it's worked so well.
Yeah, so we've got the European Cup that'll be on show soon, and got a few thank yous to say. So what's the order of the day today?
Well, obviously, in 5 minutes or so, we're going to walk into the sports hall, and Jamie will walk in. No doubt be some cheers, probably a few boos as well. But you know, so it's solely centred really about the kids and making sure that they're having fun. And with the obviously LFC Foundation have brought the European Cup down, which is a really fantastic gesture to help support the event, not just in terms of coaching, but also in terms of the physical equipment as well.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, you know, these kids haven't been able to do anything there like this for far too long. So this going to be the first of a few, do you think?
Yeah, we talked about that. The Brunswick have kindly offered the use of the facilities to a more ongoing sort of basis. No doubt that we would like to enhance that offer and maybe come up with more events similar, whether they be indoors or outdoors. You know, it's more of a like a long-term cooperation and long-term plan to help to support the long-term aims and objectives of the LDSA.